Hi there, Leo. Welcome to your end of August 2024 General Tarot Update. It's Raina here. Interesting. Well, yeah, now I was like, oh, what does that mean? Eight of Cups. I'm recording this the day after the super moon, I believe it was, full moon in the sign of Aquarius, which is your opposite sign. So there might have been relationship issues that happened, are happening. The heart of the matter is the Queen of Wands. This is a card that I would associate with your sign. Um, I believe it's associated with my sign, Sagittarius, but look at the cat there. I mean, that's like, Leo is a big cat. And so you'll see, I really feel that that royalty belongs to Leo, kings and queens. But whatever, this is fire energy. The queen actually um, represents the water element, and both water and fire are emotions, and therefore it can speak to very strong emotions that somebody is feeling as it pertains to their life, maybe relationship related. But one of the things about this card is about confidence. Leo is a sign that I associate with confidence. However, I do think there are certain people, I wouldn't say necessarily Aries, but I definitely would say so with Leo, where there might be some times when you are vulnerable. I mean, that's true of any human being, but I'm saying specifically with a sign like Leo because you have a big heart and that can be exploited or just simply broken. Maybe the other person didn't want to do that, but it happened anyway. And so if there is an occasion where you are feeling this way, where you're feeling very confident, then that is a good place for you to be. Also, I feel like I I've read that this has to do with, like, for women who are career women, and I would even say for, but also like working mothers. But for men, it can be even like the leadership role where you also are tuning in, you're sensitive with the water energy of the queen to the people that are under you, that you're not just being, dictatorial and not caring about them. Like there's a real sense of true leadership that is occurring, or that you're looking for such a role. um, so it's a very empowered card, let's put it that way. How we got there, Three of Wands. This is the past position. And this has to do with expansion, of seeking more out of life. It's easy to get complacent. It's easy to kind of just get in that comfort zone and stay there. And because you're a fixed sign, you do tend to want that predictable type of life over a period of time where you can just feel as if you know what to expect out of any situation. However, it can keep people stagnant and not growing. And growth is important for people who want to experience more out of life. And we all do, but sometimes people don't think that they have to take any steps to get there. So it really might have been something, maybe you um, went into a different field. Or, I do want to say that the past position could be like something that has recently come up for you, but maybe you have not fully, uh, manifested it yet. So it might still be something. As a matter of fact, I prefer reading it that way, as something that you're still working on. And the higher message is the Four of Swords. Are you spending time resting? Maybe you've had a lot on your plate to get to where you are with the Queen of Wands, but you're not recharging your batteries. Also, on the mental level, because swords can be thoughts, have you been really sorting out your thoughts? You may be successful in one sense, and in another sense, it's not as clear cut. Like, for instance, sometimes people experience wonderful career, like, what do you call it, advancements, and then with their private life, it's not going so great. And of course, I suppose in life, there's always something, right? But that still requires us to pay attention to what it is that is going on rather than just like powering forward and not realizing that we do need to assimilate and kind of really put together everything that we have dealt with so that we are able to put everything in its proper perspective and to realize, to kind of extract the lesson out of it. I didn't mean assimilate, I meant integrate. It might be kind of a similar meaning. What crosses you is the Six of Swords. There may be something where you really, I think that's why I'm getting this kind of a contrast, because to me, this is more of career. And yet this might be a relationship where you're, and this card is a similar energy, okay? Where you won't leave something that has created inharmony in your life. This is about choosing peace. And it can also be relocation too. So for instance, the Three of Wands can speak to that, of wanting, like the classic one is somebody who lives in a small town and they're like, I'm tired of this. I want to see more of the world, or I want something that is more expansive for my life. And that's, by the way, that is not putting down small towns whatsoever. I think a lot of people who live in bigger towns or cities long for the kind of slower pace in smaller towns. So everybody wants what they don't have, I guess. So what's coming in? Six of Pentacles. Interesting. 6 and 6. Number 6 is connected to Venus, and that is about harmony and love. Balance. I think balance, I don't know if it's connected to balance, but harmony and balance would seem kind of synonymous. So the Six of Pentacles, Pentacles are the earth element, and they deal with practical matters. You see here, the pentacles are also called coins because they can deal with money, but it's about give and take. It's about energy exchange, equal energy exchange. So For instance, if someone is in a job where they are have a lot of responsibility or something along those lines, they may have a very impressive title, but the money they're making is not what they feel is fair for what the kind of energy that they are expending in that job. And the same thing with relationships. Sometimes a person is giving more than they're getting, and it's not about like complete even 50-50 type of situations. Sometimes it might be much more on one end than the other, because there are different phases of a relationship too. One person may be working a lot and the other person has to accept that they're not going to have that kind of time with that individual, but then later on it balances out more fairly. I could totally see a Leo person giving their all to a relationship and feeling as if the other person is not as into it as they are. And so, because this is the card of what's coming in, that could be the thing that you realize is so important. By the way, this can also relate to work matters. If you feel that you're not making what you're worth, how are you going to deal with that? Well, of course, you can ask for a raise. Will you get it? Who knows? But look at the outcome card. 8 of Cups. Walking away from what no longer serves you. And I want to say, too, that something can not serve you and still be something that you want to do in general. It might not serve you in that particular location with those particular people, if you feel like you're undervalued, in other words. And, being undervalued, it's more than just not making as much as you think you should for your line of work. It's also an energetic thing. And same thing goes for relationships. Sometimes it's not easy to put your finger on it. It might be if you're in a personal relationship with somebody and there's just little digs here and there. Maybe nothing like that it stops you in your tracks or anything like that. But you can just get the sense, and it can chip away at somebody's self-esteem the more subtle it is, because then you start to question yourself. Well, maybe I'm too sensitive. If you react to it and that person goes, oh gosh, I was just kidding, and you believe them, and it happens over and over again. So it's really important to be able to know what you find fulfilling, because you might be clinging to something that doesn't even fulfill you and worried about how much money you're making, but you don't want to do it anyway. The 8 of Cups is a card that is more like a spiritual quest, where you're turning your back on anything that doesn't light you up and doesn't feel like it's part of your path, your spiritual path. And that includes people, places, and things. But part of it is you kind of, maybe you're holding on to the past and not moving forward and shedding that old skin. So that's what I have for you, Leo. I hope that this resonated. If you would like a private astrology or tarot reading, please click on the link below for more information. Take care. Bye.